So next, my pleasure to introduce Kat Rolley, who is the Digital and Learning Engagement Consultant. She has a lightning talk, An Intangible Future, creating affordable and accessible interactive video experiences.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm talking on behalf of a personal project, a grey space, which is very much a kind of two-person project, I think. So the affordable and accessible aspect of the tool that I'm talking about is quite important for us. So it's a lightning introduction to our experience of using a specific interactive video tool, Stornoway.io, and a brief introduction to the sort of potential of these types of experiences. And I'm going to start with a short promo video for one of the pieces that we've created, which is a tour of Alistair Gray, who's our inspiration, his home and workspace, which no longer exists but was recorded digitally. And I'm obviously not going to trust the tech and try and do anything live, so hopefully the video will play for us. We'll stop it there, but you got the point really, which is that you can select how you move through the space. Effectively, you're loading videos, but some can be 360, and you're also loading other types of experiences as well. So the benefits from a visitor perspective, I think, is video is a very familiar technology that people use all the time, but actually using interactive video in this way, you can create something that feels very rich, and actually can allow exploration and agency for your visitors, while also actually allowing them to use a type of technology that they can feel very comfortable with. So you can get that sense of suiting visitor preferences as well. They can deep dive, they can move around at their own pace. So it offers a lot of flexibility. From a creator perspective, it's actually a lot of fun, a positive note in what has been quite challenging thinking at times about digital and technology. It is a fun and engaging thing to use. You can get started quickly, but there are a huge amount of possibilities with it. And certainly for the tool that we used, and I haven't done a survey of other tools, but I have used a lot of digital tools in my time, I would say that this user interface is very well designed from a user perspective, and it's the team that started it are a couple, and the one partner came from theatre and was very focused on making it a kind of good tool to use from a creative perspective. So it's well designed, and there's a lot of support and a lot of tutorials to help you. It is also a small female-led, very friendly company. And while I haven't done full due diligence, they have certainly been very nice to us, and they have every evidence of being a very sort of supportive and engaging organisation. So you're supporting good tech in this context. A few design essentials which we've heard of already through the day, but you can't say them often enough. Fundamentally, and it's very easy, I think, with new technology to get drawn into the tech and to forget about the basics, which are the same for every project, whether digital or not, but really thinking about what you want the outcome to be and why, and prioritising that visitor experience is just so important. So just a quick introduction to the sort of the way it works, the kind of basic concept. It's fairly simple to get your head around, but actually is very flexible and very powerful. So each piece of video becomes an island, a story island, and every project is a series of islands. And an island then has multiple attributes, and islands are linked by in and out tabs, so you can actually do extraordinarily complicated things with it. And within this little sidebar, you then get all of the different attributes for your little story island. You can also play and test instantly, and it's very easy for multiple people to collaborate on it. That play and test instantly, I think, is probably much more common now, but if you've worked on those kind of projects in the past, that was just amazing. You can just instantly see how it's going to work. What you can also do, which we found really useful, is you can link to other Stornoway projects, because each island has a URL, so you can link from one project to another. So you can start very small and then start to build up an ecosystem that allows you to build complex slowly. And you can also link to all sorts of other things, which actually is amazingly, I think, has enormous potential. So within that video browser, you can, that video screen, you can then link out either to web pages that open in new tabs, or to surveys, or to all sorts of things. So you can create an incredible curated experience, and it doesn't even need to be video. You could create a curated experience that was images, pages, all sorts of things. So that's something that I think has incredible potential. Some of our favourite features, I mean, we create a lot of menus because we're very keen on usability rather than losability. So we're not into deep exploring, get lost. We're into, here's a menu, select what you want, to keep it kind of very simple and accessible. And there are also a lot of accessibility features built into it, and that is becoming something that they're putting more and more focus on. So we only use a tiny fraction of what's possible within this tool. Our projects are quite small and quite sort of simple, but there's all sorts of opportunities. And yeah, if you'd like to look at a couple of the projects that we've created, then if you go to a grey space, no QR code, go to the hands section, then you can see a couple of the ones that sort of focused around Alistair and his home. And if you want to contact me, then those are my details. Thank you very much.